What's good, Lock Talk family? It's your boy Jason. Let's get another YouTube video rocking and rolling, man. It's Wednesday, August 7th. And hey, man, let's talk about yesterday. Unfortunately, we had a tough day yesterday. We didn't hit on any of the YouTube picks. Unfortunately, my boy Grayson Rodriguez got pulled out or scratched 10 minutes before the game. That's super annoying. Whoever betted on, let's say, the Orioles, if you had the action picture as Rodriguez, you had your bet voided. Had a bunch of clients hitting me up like, yo, why did my bet get canceled? And I was like, yeah, man, unfortunately, we cannot control things like that. But we also, man, we were so close to hitting on my man, Sonny Gray. He got 6 Ks. We needed 7 Ks. He pitched into 7 innings, like I told you guys. And yeah, man, sometimes that stuff happens, man. You get very, very close. I don't know what I gave out. I didn't give out anything on Bassett particularly, but he pitched very, very well. Hit over his Ks. Only gave up 2 earned runs, I believe. So, I mean, he did very well, much better than I expected and how he's been doing. So, let's get back to it, man. Losses are part of the game, man. And I'm the first one to say I do not win every single day, but the wins outweigh the losses in the long run. So, let's get it going, man. If you've been liking this content and liking the knowledge I've been dropping, hit that subscribe button. Put that notification bell so you never miss a play. And yeah, also, I want to also talk about, because you guys got to sign up. Look at this banner down below. Go on Sleeper, use code LOCKTALK, or go to that pinned description in the comment. I put a link for my Sleeper link so you could sign up. If you sign up on any of these apps that we have partners with, shoot me DM, use the code or the links that we provide on this YouTube video. Any sign up, you get a free week in premium, absolutely free, and you also get free money for signing up. All right, let me put this away and let's talk about 2 plays. I'm gonna keep it super simple. Also, last thing but not least, see the site behind me. If you want to get in for a super cheap price on the day, I put a special code down below so you guys can tap in with me. Let's get it rocking and rolling, man. MLB is in full effect, and let's talk about the first few plays. The games do start early for some of them. My policy is to never do the early games. I don't like doing, but there's one player I definitely do like, and I'm gonna talk straight into it, man. Right here, my man Joey Estes of the Oakland Athletics. I'm looking at his over 17.5 outs at -120, and you might go, so I have his home split marked off, but you take a look at it, he has not been doing that great. 50% in the last 10 games. So why do we like this play? Why do I like this play, at least? So take a look at some of the recent competition against the Dodgers. Went 6 innings. That's pretty good. Dodgers are a very, very tough team. The Angels only went 17. Pitched 97 pitches, so that's a good thing. Even though he didn't go 18, I like that. I think that was also the second time they saw him. So, you know, usually the batters get some sort of an advantage when that happens. Let's see what else. We have the Phillies, bro. They have not been hitting that well. Last night, they did very, very well, but in general, not so great against right-handed pitching. So, but still really good. Got rocked by Boston, but who is not getting rocked by Boston? Everyone is getting crushed by Boston. They're the #1 hitting team in many metrics against right-handed pitching. So, and then he went 9 outs. He pitched basically a whole game against the Angels. So, why am I looking at Joey Estes when it's been so inconsistent? Well, he's been very, very consistent at home. So if you take a look at some of the ones that he didn't hit, Boston, the Angels, Minnesota, San Diego, a lot of these were on the road. He will be at home where he has had a 71% hit rate over the last 7 games. And I also take a look at his advanced metrics. So if I take a look at my other screens, been much, much better at home, bro. So away from this home field is a 1.58 whip, a 0.85 whip at home. So much better spot at home. And he'll be going against the White Sox, who unfortunately the Athletics broke that losing streak for them. So do they have some newfound confidence? Maybe, I don't know. But White Sox generally this month throughout the season have not been a good hitting team. I mean, just take a look, 30th ranked everywhere. He is somewhat of a pitch to contact type guy. He's not the biggest strikeout pitcher, but the weather is favorable. I don't see any like huge weather problems for this game in particular. So I do like that the wind's not blowing out. It's not super hot. So the wind shouldn't help runs or home runs or anything like that. But yeah, of course, I don't love that the White Sox, they broke their losing streak. Maybe their confidence is a little bit higher, but maybe also it could be a drop down spot for them as well because, hey, I mean, they broke the losing streak. Maybe they're a little bit more calm. They're not really pushing to get that win now. I mean, their season's done, but look, these are just little outside factors that the numbers can't really reflect. I'm just speaking kind of like on a circumstance standpoint. But let's take a look at his pitch mix. I mean, the pitch mix, weight average, batting average, I mean, it's not crazy. The fastball, the slide, I mean, these guys have not been hitting anyone, right? So all their numbers are going to be pretty terrible. I just think Joey Estes, the numbers, right? I think 6 innings is definitely where he can get to if he pitches a decent game, has a quality start. And I think he can definitely do that against a White Sox team. Don't forget, man, just because they won yesterday doesn't mean that they're going to be absolutely crushing it. I mean, he gave up 2 earned runs in all his games. He's been given a pretty long leash, pitching 90, 90, 78, 80 something, depending on how efficient he gets. So I think if he does what he's been doing, especially at home, where he's pitched much better, I think he definitely have a quality start, pitch through 6 innings or maybe even more. I'm pretty sure Athletics can also back on with the bats, so they'll be competitive against this game. I mean, he'd be going against, I think the other pitcher's name is Dean Martin. So I do like Dean Martin in the spot. And let's get it going, man. Over 17.5 outs. So he has to pitch through 6 innings and we'll cash his bet. So give me Joey Estes. All right, and then I'm going to talk about one more play. It's a juicy one, but I'll give you some other options if you guys don't want to take it exactly like this. I think it's a nice pairing, so I'm going to put the sleeper play right after this. Or if you use Chalkboard, you use my Chalkboard code, so you get another $100 deposit match. But I like, let's see right here, Michael King over on his outs. It's minus 200, so you could use it as a quote-unquote, I hate this word, but parlay piece. But I like it because I'm going against the Pittsburgh Pirates. So you might say, if you know Michael King, one of the top strikeout pitchers in the league. I mean, let's take a look at his 89th percentile. But Pittsburgh has not been striking out that much, right? Let's take a look. So they, on the season, 23rd ranked, but in the last 30 days, 14th ranked. So, I mean, can he get a bunch of strikeouts? Can he get 6 to 7? I think so. I think the line's very sharp. I mean, if it was 6 flat, I would probably take his strikeouts, but it's at 6.5 at plus money, which is great. But let's take a look at his pitch mix. So his pitch mix, fastball, I mean, these guys are not striking out at an insane rate or anything like that. The changeup, there's some guys that strike out above 25% rate, but nothing incredible. And then the sinker is where he could probably get some magic, but I mean, these guys have not been recently striking out too much. But I do like his outs. I think he could definitely do that. I mean, especially we look on the road, 70% on the road in the last 10 games, and he's gone up against some tough competition. The Baltimore Orioles, the Guardians have not been hitting as well against righties as of late, but still solid team, and they don't strike out too much. Texas, I mean, got hit up there a little bit, but didn't go through, got the pitch count a little bit high. And then against Boston, which is the most impressive one. I mean, even though in June, I don't know if they were hitting that crazy, but he got 18 outs on them. I mean, that's pretty impressive. And he has a long leash, just like Estes, but King, definitely much more of a higher quality pitcher. He has 192 pitches. So that's the things that you want to see from a pitcher that you want to bet on their outs. You want to see that they have a long leash, or have had times where they can pitch many pitches and won't get pulled out super early. And the last 3, man, he's done good. I think he gets his 4th one right here, and that's why it's so juiced. The books know that he could go even in through the 6th into the 7th inning. He could get 18, 19 outs. That's part of his arsenal. And then the Pittsburgh Pirates in general have not been hitting that well. I mean, they're 25th ranked against right-handed pitching over the last 2 weeks. Not hitting with a lot of power. But I'll say this, in the last 2 weeks, even though in the last 30 days they've been at like the 19th ranked in terms of strikeout, they've been striking out at a pretty high rate in the last 2 weeks. Their K rate's around 25%. So I'm not gonna lie, even though I said we're probably gonna do his outs, and I think if he gets a lot of outs, he gets a lot of strikeouts, he'll probably be pitching very well, and we'll get through 6 innings. But his strikeout line's at 6.5 at plus 115. If you want to do singles only, do Estes and King. I would say maybe do King on his outs and parlay it with, or pair it with Estes. But if you want to do a single for King, strikeouts ain't too bad, man. I think strikeouts could definitely be a play. I also like the weather's not super crazy right now, so there's not a lot of wind blowing out in Pittsburgh. So there shouldn't be like a additional wind factor that can, help runs and things like that. It really will depend on King, on his placement of his pitches and the fielding. But I do think his strikeouts, he hasn't been striking out too many guys on the road as much. I'm telling you, 6.5 is a pretty tough line. 6 is where the line really should be. A 6 flat. I think you could probably get it on Prize Picks or one of these DFS apps. But you can also probably get it on Chalkboard as well because you get out the lines down. But I like his outs more. Obviously, it's very juiced, and you have to pair with something else. You can't bet this as a single. Please do not bet this as a single. Just pair with something. And then if you had to choose one, I would say either his Ks or maybe the hits allowed. But the hits allowed are low. 4.5 is a low number, man. So I like his under 4.5 hits allowed. Let's see what they had. They had -110 on some books, but it's tough. I mean, hits allowed, like in terms of Pittsburgh, of what they've been doing. Let's see, on base percentage. They've been pretty high in the on base percentage. Pretty like league average or a little bit below league average, but nonetheless, I do like Michael King in some aspect. He pitches a good game. I think they're gonna need him to go pretty late because they did use that bullpen a little bit more than they thought because Dylan Cease only pitched 1 inning because of that rain delay. So I don't see any big weather factors yet for this game. So obviously, guys, just be careful. But thanks so much for tapping in, guys. That's the last thing I'm going to talk about. Michael King and Estes. I'll put a screenshot right here, and see what we can do, man. Let's run it up. And again, guys, thank you for tapping in. I'll see you all in the next one.